This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Man United we're talking about.
This is Manchester 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 United we're talking about.
Oh, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about. Manchester United we're talking about here. This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
I mean, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. It's Man United we're talking about. It is Man United we're talking about. It's Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. This is Man United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about.
We're talking about Manchester United.
Yes, people, this is Man United we're talking about, and it's getting more dark. It's getting dark, and it's just not news that we want to see. But as you can see in the title, you know, Wissa, if you haven't seen, if Spurs decide they want to go and move for him, we don't know how long it might take. Open to the move already, then it might complicate things or make things difficult for Mbeumo. But there's a negative and there's a positive in all. So we can get down to business and talking about that. And you know what? How about this? Man United finally getting exclusive. And that's where I want to start. David, I see your name, David Kind. Get a grip. Yeah. We all got to stay in this together. Yeah. High School Musical, right? We got to believe. We've got to believe. Anyways, lads and ladettes and anyone that identifies as a broccoli or rock or whatever I don't give a fuck about, smash the damn likes. Make sure you do that because then it helps my channel grow and we get the new subscriber and I can talk absolute was. And that means was means what's was? Rubbish. As I waffle a lot. Anyways, yeah, if you haven't found my channel, subscribe. Look, we got an exclusive. Does anyone know what the exclusive was? And we're not talking about the kid that we signed from Southampton. Bomber, by the way. Amazing. Wonder kid, apparently. Whoop-de-doo. I'm so excited. You know, but David Ornstein decided he wanted to drop a bomber earlier. And guess what? It was not the bomber we was expecting. Broke my heart. And it's just like, when is this Mbeumo deal going to get done? And then, oh my God. Oh my God. It's July. And I'm seeing Manchester United are looking for someone for that, what, the head of recruitment or something like that? Or chief or senior recruitment, head of recruitment in July. I think a rant might be incoming. I feel like I understand David. I feel like we're on the same page. I'm just trying to stay that little bit composed. And it's just short diabolical, isn't it? It's mid-July. We're struggling to get Mbeumo over the line. We tried it with Cunha. We already know that we just bowed down to the demands anyways. And the bomber is that you know, the exclusives that we're looking for. You know what? Let me read it word for word. Let me read it word for word. In big July with big Man United, they thought that we should go look right now. In this current moment, right now. And you haven't even identified someone. You just said that you're looking for someone, right? Stupid. So stupid. Look, Man United to appoint head of senior recruitment, working with consultant sportsology on key hire to revamp department and reports into director of recruitment, Christopher Vivell, new regional heads of emerging talent. Bomber, man, them. Bomber. Oh, my word. You know what? And I think there's more. I don't think that's the only thing we're looking for. So let's have a little go. Let's have a little look. We saw the stuff about the stadium. I don't know. The new head of senior recruit, blah, 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 blah. So let me understand this then. Yeah. You didn't, the bright idea, you're a successful businessman. All these people are successful, right? They made their money. They clearly are smart to get into positions that they are right now. Yes, I understand things take patience. I understand that things are going to take a lot of time, you know, considering where we've been, a lot of revamping. But would you not think that you would start this maybe at the start of the year? You know, you've appointed Vivell, you've appointed Jason Wilcox. Maybe you should start looking before the summer window begins. You know, recruitment, negotiating, bit of a difference. But, you know, when it comes down to getting these players, scouting them, recruiting, you know, it's all mixed in with one another. And you think we might run a little bit more smooth. But now you decide in July, we need this. What? Because you want to? Because you thought we might not need one. See, my understanding is the way I'm kind of perceiving it is like you thought that we wouldn't need to bring someone in, but now that you see there's a need because you wanted to penny pinch again. By the way, now you need a senior head of recruitment to report into Vivell. Do you know how stupid that is? How thick as fuck you got to be to go along them lines to realize as a billionaire or whoever else is running the ship, the CEOs, that you might need that. Like, oh, we might not need it, but we might need it. How about, of course, we need it. You know, the department's not been that good, so we might be able to get away with it this year. We might be able to save 100 grand or 150 grand on someone's wages. Yeah, love. See, this is not giving me confidence as a United fan, or you lot as United fans in general. Why should I care? Why should I care? I have to care because it's, you know, United's my passion. I love them, right? We've been through a bumpy road. We had it good at one point, and then now it's absolute collapse. It's absolute finished. Who's bright-eyed? This is what I mean. We need to start knowing more details because now I feel like I have to get the pitchforks out, you know, and the torches, and I need someone's head on a spike at one point to know who's responsible for all these decisions. Because there's a lot more that I'm pretty sure that's up for grabs, by the way, and we're probably not going to understand that role that's needed, but we're probably going to need it at one point. You know, into one of the most key summers, right, of our whole entire careers is probably, you know what, you might be a little bit older, so you know if you're born and you knew around the 70s, you probably knew how dire it is. It's a lot of a different situation. You wouldn't even know these roles pretty much, and now everyone knows, which we shouldn't know. Back 10 years ago, we didn't have a clue about head of recruitments and stuff like that. We wouldn't even know their names. We just know who the manager is. You might know who their assistant manager is, and you might know who your director of football is. And from there, you probably ain't got a Scooby, because I didn't have a Scooby, so not to insult intelligence or nothing, but now we're starting to understand how a football club works. We can see who's well run. We can see who's in key positions, you know. And then now we're in a point where it's like, you know what? United need about 4 or 5 players. We signed one at the moment. Time is ticking fast. Every day, never a new update. Sales not exactly accelerated. You know, this whole stupid collapse, or there's this circus of Rashford coming into training unwanted. Fair enough. Whatever, do your thing. It's all separate. I don't know what your gimmick is, but fair play, do you, right? As long as you get your move. Sancho, you know, his age and apparently playing games, doesn't want to exactly put anything out there. You know, he's been all rubbish. Apparently Fabrizio saying, you know, Juventus don't want to pay for the wage, but it's not exactly an update. It's just basically, you know, recycling what we already knew about 3 days ago. So there's a contrast in the reports. So it's a fucking circus. One way to describe it, it's just a circus act. The key summer of this summer will lead into a better summer for next year, but it all goes down to if you can do whatever you need to do for now, building upon that, so we're not in such a shite position going to get, let's say, a revamp of the midfield. You watch PSG today. Anyone watch PSG today? I wonder. Yeah, you look at Real Madrid and you see how they're falling down. They're absolutely wank, by the way. Yeah, they're just not balanced. Great players, but they're not balanced. They'll always do well, but Barcelona's got their number. You look at our midfield, right? And this is sometimes where I kind of push the agenda, saying we might not even need a striker. You know, if you get in Yoane Wissa, which we ain't done, we'll talk about that. You know, you got to get 2 of those. The Xerxes, 1 game a week, it should work. In theory, on paper, it should work, considering that Xerxes actually done quite well after that whole Newcastle getting booed. You know, I don't really see him putting in a rubbish performance. Give him a couple decent finishes around him himself. I'm pretty sure the GA part will be fine and will be you know, a whole handy dandy. You look at our midfield. You've got Bruno Fernandes, amazing, great. Now, what partner are you going to go get him? You're struggling on that part. We don't even know who we've identified. Richard Rios might be on the way to Roma with Gasperini, with flipping Manu Kone, another one of our targets that we missed for so cheap. Now everyone wants him, right? And it's Douglas Luiz now linked with Everton and other clubs. And it's like, okay, great. You look at PSG's midfield and you tell me that we don't need a flipping midfield, a whole revamp. This is shit that gets me mad. And then you're telling me right now, oh, what? You know what we're going to get? We're going to get a senior head of recruitment to report into Vivell. What do you mean? It's fucking 9th of July going into the 10th of July. And this is what we're going to do. And maybe this is overplayed, overreacted. I don't know. But this is just how I'm feeling. It's just, why are we so slow at everything? Why? You can't tell me it's money anymore. How can you tell me or tell us through different reports? I don't know. They're probably going to put something out there for a bit of PR so we can shut the fuck up soon, right? But it's the same updates on Mbeumo over and over again. I'm getting tired of it. Where's the advancing? I've just seen Tottenham, who are potentially cash broke, by the way, maybe getting an investment. You know, it's just not been announced allegedly. And they got Kudus over the line in the space of 2.5 weeks. And we're going into our 6th week of this first Mbeumo bid that got rejected. Come on, man. That's Tottenham we're talking about. They're not strapped for cash at the moment. They're talking bollocks. We'll see what happens. They'll probably be fine in the end, but they go it over the line as quick as possible. And then dealing with West Ham, another one who likes a penny pinch. So you have to compare. You know, you got to look at your counterparts, what they're doing. And that's what makes other fans like us or to our rivals saying, it makes us frustrated. You know, Arsenal at one point, fans were getting flipping fucked off because of what Liverpool, Man City were doing. Now they're all buzzing and now they're not because they're looking at getting what, Madawuki. I don't want Vlahovic, but at this point, I'm starving. I'm like, how bad could he really be? You know, if it's an easy deal. I don't know how quick we're going to move on to our next target. I don't have hope. You know, you talk about 25 million. What, do you want to penny pinch a couple million out there? You don't want to pay 25 million for Douglas Luiz. Oh, you know what we can do? We might be able to get him for 15 million plus 5. Because that's what United will do. And they will, you know, we'll get told, and we have been told, and I've kind of bought into it. So I'm a part of this. Oh, we're just negotiating. This is how you negotiate. Ben Jacobs has told us over the time, this is how you negotiate. You want to understand the situation. Going with your first bid, then your second bid. You're more confident that it's going to get accepted. Oh, give it a fucking break, mate. These lot are giving you, they're telling him lies as well. It's dark. It's so dark. Every time I'll Kudus 50. You know what the maddest thing is, right? If Kudus was 55 million, why didn't you go get Kudus instead of Mbeumo then, if that was easier? That's right up your street. He got offered to us. People don't know this, right? But he actually got offered to us. And that was reported as well. So, and you know what? I think Mbeumo's better than Kudus at this moment of time. Right? But if you told me I was getting Kudus and Cunha in one window, I'm over the moon. I'm absolutely buzzing. And you save 10 million on him. And then they get him for 55. Then they could have took Mbeumo, Thomas Frank. And then now we're getting told, oh, if the Wissa stuff doesn't go through, you know, if they decide they want to go for Wissa, it could really, really complicate the deal for Mbeumo, vice versa, because they don't want to let go of both players. Come on, man. Come on, man. I know I need to wake up and smell the coffee, but in the same breath, as much as you want to back the regime of Ineos or not, and a lot of you are probably, I'm going to say about 95% of you don't like Ineos, I'm willing to still give it a chance, but you got to be constructive here, you know. I feel like my rants are quite warranted because you know what? It's the hope that kills, realistically. It is the hope. Every day that goes by, you're thinking, where's the bomber? Where's the bomber? Tomorrow's Thursday. Or it's not that long away from Thursday. And you think, okay, surely Thursday, Friday, it's the perfect time. And you get like extra reports saying, oh, yeah, it's not even imminent, let alone close. It's like when? And even after Mbeumo, it's being so dragged out at the moment. You're not confident that you're going to get the third one in time for the first preseason game in the next couple of weeks. It's not even a couple of weeks, is it? It's what, 10 days, 9 days? Who gives a fuck? It's Leeds anyways. It's the part of getting them in on time so everyone can settle in the squad. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I feel like, you know, with Thomas Frank and Tottenham, I don't really want to look them as like my rival counterpart, but they fucking battered us 4 times in last season. They won. You think I want to see that again? Flipping hell, man. And just looking at the quality of PSG, and you're thinking, once upon a time, we had that. If we want to put the chips in the bag, mate, like flipping hell. Take one out. It's like, yeah, that was in 2010. Lovely. Good old time, wasn't it? Even though we lost in the Champions League final, good old time. Good team. Go back further. And this is what we're left with. And people want to glorify fucking Bruno Fernandes and all these other scrubs. Like, come on, man. You look at that PSG side and think, they've got midgets in their midfield. We got told you need physicality, you need athleticism. And I know the Premier League's a different ball game, but it's been so many years since we focused on that midfield. We need at least 2-3 midfielders. I don't think people understand. We need a controller, the one that's going to absolutely dictate. You need someone that's got great low center of gravity that's further going forward with tenacious personality. And then you need someone that's going to run the game like a Joe Linton, in my opinion, that's got a bit of a goal threat about them. Energy for days. And then you can have your game changer. We don't have none of that. We maybe have one, the game changer part. We have that in Bruno Fernandes. Whether you like him or not, he's the game changer. But everything else is nothing short of crap. Casemiro's not good enough. Don't give a fuck how lean he is. You know what? Drop the gimmick. He's shite. Yeah, let's be real. He's lost it. He has his uses, but he's not that good. Agate is limited. I think he's going to have uses again. But they got rid of him. And just for them to go win the Champions League and probably the Club World Cup. Do you know what I mean? It's an upgrade. And you see João Neves that we were meant to get, by the way. We were meant to get him. They quoted us at a heavy price. They got him for the same price that Agate that they sold us with. Do you know how mad that is? That's what gets me mad. Every time our recruitment is literally identifying players that we should go and get, we don't go and get them. We never do. And if we are going to identify them, now we need an extra recruitment guy to identify why we really need it. That's why I'm frustrated. And stop saying Amram as well. It's not Amram, it's the fucking club. It's the club. Remember, we got told the club is signing players for the club. So I'm going off of that. Ruben Amram can say, I need a midfield, I need this, I need that. Yeah, cool. We do need to upgrade certain, traits that we don't have. Like, we lack a lot of athleticism, we lack a lot of physicality. I understand that. We need to go back to the basic part of it all. But it's just like, when we have got one signing in the door. One signing, man. Anyways, and I see this Edison again, goal Brazil, man. Another regurgitated news that probably is bullshit. You had one, I don't even know what you're talking about there. Cass Amram does not see a midfield without Bruno in it. Maybe, but maybe just doesn't want to lose his best players because that's how shit our midfield is. Because the only one that's going to make a difference is Bruno Fernandes at this moment of time. And if United can't afford to give, Amram a brand new midfield, then why are you gonna change all of it? If you're not gonna change the whole thing, what's the point of getting rid of Bruno? That's what I think the logic is. Oh, remember, we don't need the money, lads. We don't need the money. Stay put. We're fine. Yeah. Fucking pricks, man. Honestly. Listen, it's gonna get seriously ugly because whatever happened from here complicates other transfers, and that leads to panic buys, which means lack of preparation for the season. Which means the manager gets sacked potentially. Yeah, exactly. Cass, we all getting used to wish the leaks would stop. Now things don't leak the club about transfer. People complain. Let the new ball do their job and judge them at the end of the window. Yeah, but I am going to judge them at the end of the window. But I'm going to express my frustrations as well because we do need to get a move on. I have too much PTSD built up to remain calm, positive, and logical and stuff like that. I'm too emotional for that. I'm way too emotional for that. And I don't mind being myself around that. I never said I'm judging them now, but we haven't got that long left to get whatever we need through the door. That's the biggest issue. That's what I said. If Mbeumo doesn't come this week, I'm going into full panic mode. Panic mode, exactly what it says on the tin on the thumbnail. I'm going to lose my shit. And if I see that Spurs get Wissa, because now let's talk about that part, right? Which they're murmuring around. And apparently they got that Yoane Wissa guy who doesn't care about all 400 targets. Once he's got his eyes set on one, according to Sean, they go straight in for the kill, right? But if that is their target and they're not going to go focus on the centre-back and the DM, then we might be royally fucked. They might not get him for 50, but they might accept 40. I don't see in the world how we don't get Mbeumo, but I think Mbeumo's got to pressure United a little bit more. I'm going to talk about the positive side of it as well. Because now Brentford probably are changing their mind. The last few days, I reckon, has changed everything that United's probably been planning. You see Madueke going for flipping 55 million. You're looking at, what's his name, going for 55 million, Elangas. And whoever else has been, I don't know, spilled out like Bakayoko's of the world, 40 million. I don't know. But you're going to think, well, I'm only asking for 8 million more for someone who's 10 times better than these players, who's going to give you a lot more, right? So they might even request a lot more. United's got money coming in terms of from these selling clauses. There's no excuse not to put up some money. I'm not buying into that shit no more. I'm really not. I'm really not. And if Tottenham get a 5-0 over us before the season, like 5-0, they've already done us 4 times. They do us a 5th time. We're looking absolutely stupid, yeah? We're looking absolutely like incompetent wankers, if that's the case. Imagine them doing a 5th one over us. Oh, come on, man. They probably want 6. My guess is with Brentford, I think they probably want something closer to 70 million now. And I don't blame them because this is what happens when you wait. And you know what, Mike? I know you say judge at the end. I am judging it, but I can also say it right now. I'm judging it now. The fact that it's taken too long, yesterday's price is not today's price. It changes. The market changes and you got to roll with the market. It's like, how many conversations do you need to know that they want a certain amount? Put the fucking bids in. If one gets rejected, put another one in. Because I hate this whole waiting shit. It's not about getting leaked. It's at least inform the fan base that something's going okay. If not, let us know it's going shit. I'd rather, do you know what I mean? I'd rather be someone, they'd just be brutal and just punch me in the face and just say, you know what? We can't do this. If you can't do it, I want to know. If you haven't done so yet, smash the likes. If you haven't done it, I don't know what likes are on, to be fair. We are on, it's not even showing me. Why is it not showing me? We're on 64 likes, not even on 100. There's 300 in the house. So please smash the likes if you haven't done so yet. It's in the poll. Let's just run one now just in case anyone joins in. And let me get your thoughts as well. It could end up being 62.5 plus 7.5 million add-ons. I don't think United's going to actually pay that up. It's reported 65 million they want. Yeah, but then there's also reports from, I don't know how credible they are, Muppeteers. I think they might have lost it. I don't know. They're hot and cold for me. I haven't exactly made up my mind. But allegedly, they've said that, Brentford are changing their mind on certain, basically the price for Mbeumo because of recent activity. I don't know. Again, I don't know how true that is. It could be just pure speculation. But if it's only 65, when we put up, what did we put up? Is it 55 plus? We put up like 55 plus 7.5. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not that far away. Cass, you're the one giving yourself PTSD. It's on you, not Ineos. We have always clamored for people that can do business so that other clubs can keep taking advantage of us. Now we have them. I don't know if I read that correct. Yeah, maybe it's me. It is, because I'm not being reassured. As a fan, I'm not being reassured. I want to see light at the end of the tunnel, but our attack, you know what it is, yeah? I don't mind taking a little bit longer for the likes of a central midfielder. I don't mind taking a little bit longer for the likes of the striker, because I think our biggest issue was always going to be those 2-10 positions. Knowing that you got Cunha, great, but knowing you got like another Cunha in the other position, a little bit different, is going to reassure me that we're going to probably have a decent season next year. And by decent, I mean something probably a lot more better than what certain expectations might be of United. That's that part. And Mbeumo, I'm more desperate for. Douglas Luiz, I don't mind. Ollie Watkins, I don't mind. I still like Toby College. You lot might not. I still like the likes of, what's his name, Xerxes being that 3. You might not. I know it's good to have different options, but I'm more patient with that stuff. We don't have a game until the 19th of August, right? There's a lot of time, and I'm pretty much contradicting myself because there is still like another how many weeks? But it's like, how many weeks do you need more to get this one over the line over a few measly million? I really don't understand. Can we truly not afford this? Is it too much money? Why would you go into this? And why would you waste so much time if you can't afford it? See, these are questions you got to ask. As a content creator, I don't really want to cause the fans to panic, but I feel like I'm venting out some others' frustrations where you might have a difference in opinion, which is fine. Maybe you can calm me down. It's just not about it. It's just, I'm such in a rush to be successful again. And I know you can't rush that, but having some decent players at your disposal will help. Cass, in all seriousness, how can your club take so long to get Mbeumo over the line? It's getting a bit embarrassing now. It's a little bit, you know what it's similar to? It's a little bit similar to, and it was a lot less of a fee, but you remember Arsenal Marino last year? Arsenal Marino, that took about 6 weeks, and then he finally got over the line, and here he goes and stuff. But it's just, you'd like to think you might be in a bit of a better position. And already this year, Arsenal already signing players at a quick rate. We're not. So if I just don't, and even when it comes to the sales part, I know I see Garnacho linked with Napoli again. It's from, where's it from? Disco Mirror? Come on, give it a rest. The window barely open. You're killing yourself. What do you mean barely opened? Half of the window's nearly done. We got told we're going to get 4 or 5 players. We've got 1. Do you get it? We got 1 at the moment, and it's not like this one's closer or any closer. We got told it was getting closer for flipping 2-3 weeks. The only one I'm looking at thinking is, okay, there might be something where Garnacho might actually go Chelsea. Potentially. I know Chelsea fans are going to definitely say, no, we don't. No, we don't. I mean, they're not getting Kudus no more. They might not get Fofana. Who knows where he goes? But I remember their other targets were Fofana and Garnacho. They're going to have a winger. I don't know who they're going to bring in. I have no idea. But it's going to be someone on that left-hand side. Maybe on the right, depending on how they view Neto. Or they might get someone that can cover more positions. I don't know. But I'm hoping Chelsea get Garnacho just for a little bit of revenge. But that's not exactly, it's not guaranteed. There's no credible links. It was, January they last visited him. I have no idea. Sir Jim doesn't want to overpay. But it's not... Would you really call this Mbeumo stuff overpaying people? Do we really call it overpaying? Would you say paying 65 million for Mbeumo's overpaying, considering the market, that how we've seen it drawn out at the moment? I wouldn't call that overpaying. I just call that penny pinching. I truly do think it's actually penny pinching as much as possible. I think it will be done. Look, I'm confident it gets done. It's just I'm impatient of when. That's it. Nothing more. It's when. Yeah, imagine if Garnacho does stay. I think Brentford have given a bottom line that they've compromised to, but United cannot up where they are at. I don't know. I have no idea. I think it's all going to be down to speculation with this whole Mbeumo stuff. But imagine Spurs get the last laugh against us once again. It's like, come on, man. Where's all this other, like, come on. Like, there's, we know, you know what? United do have the money. I don't think United have to wait. I do believe we do. You can't put up 62.5 million and have all these other sales coming through the door through, just even if it's minor, you can put that up. You've got that money. You've got their Elanga money. You've got the Oyedele money. You're going to get Alvaro money. You can legit put that money up, which is about 13, 14 million. You can put that up. You might be a little bit more, to be fair, for Alvaro, but not that much, because they're going to definitely... Real Madrid are just... They're dickheads, isn't it? So you can put that up. You can afford it. Don't let Man United tell you any difference. To be fair, the later it is, if we can close the deal, actually ruins Brentford's time to sign a replacement. Brentford maybe just vying to keep Mbeumo. Maybe. But the fact that he doesn't need to report into training until Monday is the only thing that's giving me small hope in saying, like, okay, he might be given extended time to sort out his situation and see where it goes. You know, all the personal terms all sorted, but surely he must get done within this period. But we as fans need an update. I demand an update from someone, a credible one, not the same stuff that we're hearing. I see Sky Sports say, oh, it's super close now. Like, yeah, whatever, mate. I'm still seeing the same stuff from Fabrizio he said 2 weeks ago. Big fan of Wissa. Yeah, Vissa's a quality player. Vissa's definitely a quality player. If fair play, if Tottenham can land him, wicked. Take that Man City sign down, Cass. It's not. It's the Book of Manchester. Do you know there's actual city called Manchester? It's not actually Manchester City. It's literally the city of Manchester. Like, it's that book. Yep, there it is. And also, I can't bother to take it down. I can't bother switching all the time. What's this? At this rate, I'll take Garnacho over this clown Nonny. Dark days for you lot. Cass, you're right. After shambles of a season, this is the last thing we wanted. We needed decisive decisions made. Heads should be rolling. Agreed. Definitely agreed. There's no tangible evidence that things would improve under Ineos. Yeah, there's no evidence yet. We got to see it on the pitch. The only way we actually view things as progressive and things are going well is actually on the pitch. We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. Things probably all right behind the scenes. Everyone's probably happy, merry, dandy, diddly, whatever you want to call it. But unless we see results on the pitch, it's not really an improvement. It's overpaying, because if it was Man City, the ones who are paying for Mbeumo, they would have signed him for 50 million. Well, that was nice. How much did they sign? I know they got a few signs over the line. AC Milan was a bit of a pickle, but how much did they sign for? How much was Marmoush again? Yeah, cool. They spent 400 million just to have the same kind of defense. I believe the Vista stuff is another negotiation tactic from Brentford, but it got confirmed though. It did get confirmed. We don't sell both to force hurry to United. It might, yeah, you know what? But that's the only positive about all of this. If you can pick one positive in that, it's literally that, you know, United actually might buy the bluff, or they might think that, you know what, it could be true. We need, you know what, we actually need it to be true, because if it is true, then United their hand will be forced to pay whatever they need to pay. That's the reality. We need it. I just can't wait to see him in United colours. No, he already wears red. He's already got a bit of black on his shorts. So yeah. What was this you saying? He'll have a medical on Friday. No, we got told he was having a medical last week, mate. I know. You know what? I do believe his medical would be dead pretty much in an instant. But yeah, man, it's not it. But anyways, there's not a lot going on United's front. Hopefully, we've got a little bit more going on tomorrow. If you smash the likes, sick. Let me know. We got two. We're like 2 away. Are we 2 away? We're 2 away from 100. Yeah, I think we're 2 away from 100. Wait, is Monts is live on Twitch, but he hasn't exactly sent me anything. Yeah, Monts is live on Twitch if anyone's actually interested. It's in the pinned. It's in the pin. It's in the pin right now. I'm gonna go. Let's go raid another. You know what? Let's all go raid another United channel. You know, you done it here yesterday. United Plus, and just write Cass raid. And also, you might not ask, But please smash the likes when you go over there. Don't leave quickly. Just, it's going to say play next video. Even if you're on your TVs, your iPads, your computers, it doesn't really matter. Let's just go get them to 1,000 subscribers. All you can subscribe and you can all fuck off if you want. But the quicker they get some like monetized, the better. So if anyone can just head over there, I'll be much grateful. I'll be back tomorrow, probably same time, Thursday, right? So midday, I'll be live, 12. And fuck me, some Mbeumo news.